Women liked trinkets, this one more than most. He even considered burying the necklace with her, but just as he was about to pour the clumps of lime over her body he'd gathered from the cliffs to hurry the decay, he changed his inclination and put the necklace in his pocket. He walked away from the grave without a backward glance. He felt no remorse, no guilt. She'd served him well, and now he was content. A thick mist covered the ground. He didn't notice the lime powder on his boots until he had reached the main road. He wasn't bothered by the fact that his new Wellingtons were probably ruined. Nothing was going to blemish his glow of victory. He felt as though all his burdens had been lifted away. But there was more, too. The rush he'd felt again. That magnificent euphoria he'd experienced when he had his hands on her. Oh yes, this one was even better than the last. She'd made him feel alive again. The world was once again rosy with choices for such a strong, virile man. He knew he would feed on the memory of tonight for a long, long while, and then, when the glow began to ebb, he would go hunting again. Chapter 1. Mother Superior, Mary Felicity, had always believed in miracles, but in all of her 67 years on this sweet earth, she had never actually witnessed one until the frigid day in February of 1820, when the letter arrived from England. At first, the Mother Superior had been afraid to believe the blessed news, for she feared it was trickery on the devil's part to get her hopes up and then dash them later. But after she had dutifully answered the missive and received a second confirmation with the Duke of Williamshire's seal affixed, she accepted the gift for what it truly was, a miracle. They were finally going to get rid of the hellion. The Mother Superior shared her good news with the other nuns the following morning at matins. That evening they celebrated with duck soup and freshly baked black bread. Sister Rachel was positively giddy and had to be admonished twice for laughing out loud during evening vespers. The hellion, or rather Princess Alessandra, was called into the Mother Superior's stark office the following afternoon. While she was being given the news of her departure from the convent, Sister Rachel was busy packing her bags. The Mother Superior sat in a high-backed chair behind a wide desk, as scarred and old as she was. The nun absent-mindedly fingered the heavy wooden beads of her rosary, hooked to the side of her black habit, while she waited for her charge to react to the announcement. Princess Alessandra was stunned by the news. She gripped her hands together in a nervous gesture and kept her head bowed so the Mother Superior wouldn't see the tears in her eyes. "Do sit down, Alessandra. I don't wish to talk to the top of your head." "As you wish, Mother." She sat on the very edge of the hard chair, straightened her posture to please the Superior, and then clasped her hands together in her lap. "What do you think of this news?" the Mother Superior asked. "It was the fire, wasn't it, Mother? You still haven't forgiven me that mishap." "Nonsense," the Mother Superior replied. "I forgave you that thoughtlessness over a month ago." "Was it Sister Rachel who convinced you to send me away? I did tell her how sorry I was, and her face isn't nearly as green anymore." The Mother Superior shook her head. She frowned too, for Alessandra was inadvertently getting her all riled up over the reminders of some of her antics. "Why you believe that vile paste would remove freckles is beyond my understanding. However, Sister Rachel did agree to the experiment. She doesn't blame you overly much," she hastened to add, so the lie she was telling would only be considered a venial sin in God's eyes. "Alessandra, I didn't write to your guardian requesting your leave. He wrote to me. Here is the Duke of Williamshire's letter. Read it, and then you'll see I'm telling you the truth." Alessandra's hand shook when she reached for the missive. She quickly scanned the contents before handing the letter back to her superior. "You can see the urgency."